time the counter's done. Good to see everyone. How y'all doing?
What's happening? What's happening, good people?
What's up, Killer? How your day going, man?
Hey man, it is going. I would tell you that it
Hey,
is going and I am managing. It's going.
these kids kicking our backs in over here, y'all. They are kicking our backs in. Trying to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I was at work at the 9 to 5 today and then get a text from the missus, got a little one home sick right now, and then she wasn't feeling well. So it was one of them, hey, can you, I need you back. I need you back at the house. So I had to pack up the laptop and everything
Took
and
it to the house.
get it on back to the house. Hey man, teamwork make the dream work. So
Yes,
hey,
sure does.
we got to do what we got to do because
Yeah.
mama got to get her rest, and the little one, the little man, he got to be taken care of. So that's priority number one.
Facts. Facts. Uh how are we sounding? How are we coming through? Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome to the kickback. We do a little we do a little turf talk, a little garden talk, a little real world talk, a little music talk. We got into last week, a little weather talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
A little bit of
yeah.
everything. I see some like faces I haven't seen in such a long time. Especially not shout out to Miss Cherokee. I think you're in Virginia. I think you were in Virginia or maybe a Carolina. I don't remember. Hope all is well. I remember when that storm was coming through and you were scrambling trying to get ready for that hurricane. And that's what I'm trying to remember where you said you were. That was like 5 years ago though. And Dale, how you doing? And Dale, what's up? Pam, good to see you. Cooking with Pam, the scaredy cat gardener. Still don't make no sense, man. How you gonna be afraid of bugs and don't want to get in the be in love with the car? Mike, what's up, man? How you doing? Jay Summerlit. I've seen your name before. This is not a getting ready to till the reseed our patcher. Never knew it was so complex. I'm ready for grass again. Amen. Yeah, so like I said, you see, I got the pin comment up here, people. I see a couple of y'all already drop your grass type, which calls it they had weeds. Go ahead and drop your questions. We're gonna try to get through the majority of what we want to talk to y'all about, unless we see something that jumps up and it applies to one of the topics. But towards the end, we're gonna make sure we go back, clean up those Q&As for you in respect for your time and our in our wives' best interest. Because them kids, man, I'm trying to tell you, them kids. You said we sound good? Okay, all right, cool, good. Good,
Them
because last
kids.
week I didn't have my headphones on, and when I went back and I listened to it, there was like this slight, subtle. I could hear like a repeat of your voice came and
Re-
irritated me so much. I was like, I can't even. I don't even want to use this for clips because it's irritating the
oh,
crap out of
for
me.
real.
And we had a lot of good information in there too, man. So we had a good time. But
And that's the thing about not using those headphones. Because I also remember when we was doing it, I
you
switched
didn't have
out
them.
and I stopped using my headphones. So hopefully this one comes out good. If not, we'll end up both going back to the going back
Right.
to the
Yeah, we gonna
headphones.
take turns week to week. You wear headphones one week, then I take get these headphones. Man, these things, yeah. But yeah. So real quick, if you didn't see the description today, we're going over a few things. Where are the topics at? Let me pull my thing up. Bow, bow,
I say
bow.
that's exactly what I was doing.
Because we got notes, people. Okay, yeah. So we're going to talk about a little bit of industry news, turf tech, what's happening down in Florida, Orlando, Florida, Golf Course Superintendents Association. We're going to speak a little bit about that. Some of the things I've seen and I've heard coming out of that. And the reason why we're going to talk about that is because typically, whatever you see happening in the pro world, it's only a matter of time before you start seeing it adapted in the homeowner world, right? Typically, especially
Mhm.
with technology, you're just waiting for that price point. So we'll talk a little bit about that, so you can know what you look forward to spending some money on in a couple of years. We got a spring prep strategy we're going to talk with you a little bit about, and then why lawns seem to like plateau. Like it, sometimes why what is keeping you from like achieving that cam lawn, that Polo fields lawn, that elevated Lawnscapes lawn. It's not complicated at all, but we're gonna give up the ghost because that's what we do. We just give it to you real. And okay,
Like we always do.
I already knew it was gonna be a matter of time. Matter of time. Are we gonna stay right
Ro-
here until your
Rosie.
mama come and get you? Yes, this is Rose, everyone. This is Rose.
Rosie.
So, um, the first thing I want to talk about, what I saw, especially when I was in Myrtle Beach, right, Cam, and I think I sent it to you. The technology for these robot mowers,
Oh yeah.
there it's like out of here, dude. Like it's a huge difference between when we first saw robot mowers back in that trip we made to GIE, the whole team,
Mm-hmm.
and Polo was like, I'm gonna have this one working and that one work. They're so far ahead using all these
Mm-hmm.
technologies, and then not only that, price reduction, getting
Yeah.
much cheaper, right? So, and I think that's great, especially if you're someone who already doesn't like to cut your yard, or maybe you have a surgery coming up, you're not going to be able to be as mobile, or maybe you're not an able body, right? So I would say that's a huge thing that you should probably just be looking forward to if you're slightly interested in that. And then of course for the pros, I've seen people talk about it. I have not seen anyone do it yet. But I'm gonna give it up because I'm not gonna do it. But I've heard people I've heard people play with the ideas of like getting a fleet of robot mowers and then
Mm-hmm.
leasing that to their customers, so to speak. Like you set it up for them, and
Mm-hmm.
now that's a lawn care service, subscription lawn care service, and they
Yep.
maintain it. They worry about the warranty. They make sure it's functioning properly. And whenever the robot fails, you still have a human hand to come in and take care of it.
Yeah.
So not a bad business idea at all. At all.
No, no. So I will say, I actually had a client that was I had probably had him like a year at that point. I had been through their first season. We were
Hmm.
going into their second season, which was last year, was their second season. Um, and he wasn't really cutting the way that like as frequently as he needed to. And I could tell. I just could tell from the performance of the lawn. And he brought it up to me. He was like, "Man, I'm thinking about getting one of them robot mowers." And I was like, "I think that's a really good idea." I mean, 'cause he
Okay.
traveled a lot. He also traveled a lot,
I
so he
remember
was
this
gone.
customer. Yes, I
He
remember
wa
this
he was
customer.
gone a lot. He traveled a lot, like internationally and stuff like that. So he would be gone long periods of time, and then the lawn would get overgrown, and he come back and chop it down, and it's just not healthy for the lawn. So when he brought it up, I was like, I think it's a good idea. I think it fits perfectly for you. And when he got it, like not only was the lawn on that second year, but getting that frequency of mowing down and getting that consistent height of cut and consistent clean cuts on it, his lawn took off. It looked so much better than what it did before. Um, and he was like, "Man," he was like, "Cam, my yard ain't never looked like this." I was like, it's a combination of things, but I can say probably the bigger one of even not even what I'm doing, but the fact that you're getting that consistent cut, the consistent mowing on it. And that's one of the things that we always say is mowing consistency and your cultural practices are critical without you even spending a whole lot of money. Like you can just go out there and stay on top of your mowing and you will see a improvement in your lawn.
100%. I agree. And that's going to come back full circle tonight. Another thing that I've been seeing, and I've been wanting this, especially. I know that you like Ratio irrigation controllers, smart controller, and I'm hoping
Yeah.
Ratio does this. But the irrigation is getting, is they see you waving, baby. The irrigation is getting, it's getting smarter, more efficient, more
Mhm.
effective, right? But one thing I would like to see these irrigation companies do, which they have for these golf courses, right? They got these sensors, is you already know where I'm going with that ET.
ET.
I would love to be able to go to a weather app, or I really wish Ratio would somehow incorporate that. But for the people that don't know, Cam, because I know this is your bag, can you talk about ET and how, from a technology aspect, that would be, super helpful for
Yeah.
people, for everyone, right? Especially when you're talking about
Yeah.
watching your bank, watching that purse.
Mhm. So one of the things with ET, so with they do say that they have some of the ET based stuff in the background, kind of worked into their algorithm, but it's not the way that we would like to see it. We would like to be able to set a ET limit. So when we say ET is evapotranspiration. That's just in simple terms the amount of water that leaves the plant. We'll just keep it for simple terms. It's the amount of water that leaves the plant. So typically, when you water, we would say, "Hey, put down per week. Put down an inch of water per week, and you'll be good." But when you're kind of looking at ET, you're taking into account the temperature, you're taking into account the humidity, you're taking account the actual water loss from the plant. So when you say you water, you can replace a certain percentage of that ET back into the plant. So say you're replacing a good roundabout number is between 60 and 70% of the water loss. So you can go to different weather. I use NOAA, the weather
Weather app,
forecast, and you can
weather,
go,
yeah.
yeah, you can go to their website and look at ET, and they give you your historical ET like in your area, and they also forecast the ET for the week. So I kind of look at what the ET is going to be for the week, and is normally measured in inches. So maybe 1 week you might lose, call it a half an inch of water loss from the plant in ET. So if you want to water back 50% of that loss that week, you would have to put down a quarter inch of water. So that keeps you from overwatering. And overwatering is one of the most critical. Watering, period, is probably one of the most critical things to the performance and health of your lawn. Too much is just as bad as, if not worse, than not enough.
Absolutely.
So a lot of times I've run my lawn, and Turf and them have seen it. I run my lawn dry. Like, I run mine on the edge. Like, it a lot of times mine is on the edge by, hey, I miss it by a day or two, and we got some drought stress out there real, real quick. But the reason I do that is to, like, a lot of times on those summer periods, is keeping the disease pressure down. So overwatering, and you've got that saturated soil, and you've just got the breeding ground for disease pressure to be there. All a lot of different types of it, and then on top of that, the unpredictable rainstorms and showers and stuff that come during the summer. You already got it juiced up on water. You get one of them dumps of rain, and you get an inch of rain on top of it. That yard ain't gonna dry out for a week and something. And
Yeah,
now it's just
depending on your soil
a
profile.
breeding it's just a breeding ground for disease at that point. And then you're wondering, and a lot of people with the recommendations of, you need to cut 4.5, 5 inches tall, and you got all of that water and moisture sitting there. Now you just got a breeding ground for disease, and you're wondering why you can't keep it under control.
Right. And I mean, that ties directly into, like we said, another thing that's coming out of this conference in Orlando is just smarter. They're using AI scheduling now, and the
Hmm.
AI is automatically, it's like, oh, okay, what are my ET limits? The soup is able to set the ET limits and
Yep.
set different portions for the microclimates, and then let AI do the rest. So you give it its
Hmm.
thresholds, just like you create a profile for whatever it is you're
Your
watering.
layout. Yeah.
It could be garden, it can be lawn, it could be trees, nursery, but this is what is now being adapted into the professional world. So we can expect, I mean, the way that technology is moving right now and how AI is just,
It
it
won't be
won't be
long.
long. Next year, we can get these tools. And this is good for us. You know what I mean? And they'll
Yeah.
be super affordable, right? Because so much money has been poured into that development. But that
So
directly ties in. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. You can finish
I was
up.
going to say that directly ties in with. So people, we're doing that for I mean, a lot of these publicly traded companies, they have a mark to meet, right? So although
Hmm.
the technology is great, we're also trying to reduce costs. And that is a huge push that you see now. Technology with, it was always okay, I care about the agronomics of turf management, but I think the extra squeeze to make the extra penny is making people inadvertently be more responsible, because I saw a lot of things with pushing like sustainability, right? Sustainability, low inputs,
Low
precision
input.
turf,
Yeah.
less water, less fertilizer. And it's not just
Mhm.
because, oh, we're trying to be good for mother. No, it's about the money too. But because of the money, we now have the science to really figure out if you're spending if you're spending too much money in a certain area. So that's great for us in our pockets too. You know what I mean? So I think that's
Yeah.
great. I think that's great. What were you about to say though?
So I think there's this one thing is, I think it's called Pro Scout. I think
Okay.
they're moisture sensors, right? So you can connect them to your irrigation. Just a little bit more information on basically what you were saying, but it's a sensor. So you can bury these sensors like around your lawn, or golf course or whatever, and it's a moisture sensor. So now you can then program and set, knowing what your moisture levels and things are actually in the soil, and then be able to water appropriately or not water, if you don't need to. So that is actually one that I was actually looking at. Um, but them joints are expensive right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's the other thing. You got to wait. But and I mean that was perfect, right? Because I will we'll close out the what's happening in the turf industry with this live. You know, when you start to see golf courses and nurseries adapting these new technologies and these new practices, just know it's only a matter of time before that trickles down to you, the homeowner, the backyard, the DIYer. So these are just some tools that are coming, and you can start thinking about, okay, how can I apply it in my garden? How can I apply it in my lawn? Or how can I apply it with my clients? You know, what, because I'm able to save my client maybe $100 or $200 or $400 throughout the growing season in water. That sets me apart from my competitors as well. So
Mhm.
just keep those things in mind and keep your head on the swivel about it. So, I mean, what the groundhog said, he said we got 6 more weeks of winter, right? So, so I don't know if this is late winter, spring transition strategy, but there is it's a good time to start talking about this because you get that spring fever, right? I can see people in the chat right now. Man, I'm ready for spring to come here. I'm ready for spring to come
Yeah,
here. I'm ready for spring to
yeah.
come here. And then you start
I've
getting
been looking.
food, right? Because Mike, he was talking about, he said, hey, we rely on snow to insulate from cold. We haven't had much snow, meaning the cold goes deep. Then we get thaw, then the refreeze, right? So I want to talk about that because what's going to start happening is you're going to start getting warm days. And just because the air temperature for 3 days is 60 degrees, that does not mean your soil temperature is where it needs to be. So a lot of
Yep.
times people will get super excited because it's warming up and they had a few warm days, but them soil temps, they're not actually quite there. And we have a favorite tool that we like to use to be able to determine that. They don't want no money from you. You can go in there, you ain't got to log in or not or anything. While I pull up the link, go ahead and tell them about it, Cam, please.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be Greencast online. That's one of the tools that we use. It is from Sagenta. So yeah, they also, if you're into growing degree days, because you're using a growth regulator or PGR, they also have a growing degree day calculator in there and alert that it'll send you alerts and stuff when it's time to reapply your PGR. And they also have, you can set your location and they will tell you disease alerts, like all of those type of things, or also pest alert, like insect alerts that may be in your area based on the conditions and stuff that you're seeing. So one of the tools that Turf is talking about is you can look at your general area soil temp and you can track it. It gives you your current day, current year, period of time on that. You can see it plotted across, and then it also have your 5 and 10 year
Mm-hmm.
averages.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go back and look at that historical data and be able to say, yep, 10 years, over the past 10 years, we've been about here during this period of time. The last 5 years, we've been about this soil temperature. And that can help you narrow in on that window of when it's really time for you to start putting down that pre-emergent, which is typically kind of like the first step of being able to get out there during the summer from an application perspective. So look for that 50-ish degree mark, like when your soil temps start to hit around that 50-ish degree mark. It's probably time for safe time for you to be able to go out and get your pre-emergent down. Most of the time, germination for a lot of weed seeds are around that 55 degrees. So especially if you're doing a split application, making sure you can get out there a little earlier, and then from there you'll be coming back with another application to get some of those early summer-ish type weeds and stuff that might be popping up. But yeah, look for that 50-degree temperature mark. Sagenta can help you out with that, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, don't miss that window. and that is the best tool. Don't pay attention to them temps. Don't get caught up in those air temps
Mhm.
and let them fool you, or let them catch you slipping, and then you end up out there too late. So that was a perfect segue into that, Cam.
And the crazy thing about it is February. February is that month where, like, especially at the beginning of February, you
Mm-hmm.
feel like you got a long time. You just
Mm-hmm.
like, dang man, man, it ain't gonna soil temps ain't gonna get right to about second week of March, something like that, middle of March. I got time, and next thing you know, is right up on
Matter
you.
of fact,
Like
I'm just
it
out of
is right
curiosity. Let
up
me check
on
mine right now.
you.
I'm not doing no pre-emergent because I need to push. I want to push a few lawns, but right now my current soil temperature is 38 degrees. Keep in mind we had 6 inches of snow on the ground in South Carolina last week, and right now my soil temps are already 38 degrees. And is that even in
I
line?
can go.
That's what's cool about this. Um, this is below average for the 5 to 10 year trend. And it's probably that low because of the snow and the ice that we had. Those two storms back to back knocked us way down. So if I look at the 5 to 10 year, technically, if I was looking from my window, I'd already be in it. I'd already be a little late because we like
Mhm.
to go a little early.
Which which is why like I'm
Yes,
probably gonna
Greencast is free.
tell
I dropped the
I'm
link
probably
in there
gonna
for you.
tell I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry.
probably tell my pops to go down with his pre-emergent in North Carolina on the iron cutter,
Mm-hmm.
probably within the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll be I'll go take a look. They got some snow and stuff too that kind of drop their soil temps and stuff down. But
Mm-hmm.
typically mid to late February, like last year is when I told him to go down with his pre-emergent.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're probably gonna heck, I think it's gonna be like 60 something degrees a couple of days next week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's gonna
they're
warm up
about
for
to
us. Yeah, well,
yeah.
we about to be back in shorts out here, baby. Let's go, Carolinas. I love it. I mean, we only got
Yeah,
2 rough months out of the year, July and August. Everything else, we're chilling,
yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at, we're chilling. Yeah, it get a little humid, but that's
I,
good for the skin. It's good for the skin.
I looked at my soil temps well below historical averages, bro.
Yeah,
Way below.
the winter
Like
storms that creeped in, man. We told y'all it
it
was coming.
is since the 19th, since the 19th of January, my soil temps have been below freezing.
That's crazy. Did
Since
you
the
did you
19th,
remember to blow out your lines? I remember you said you didn't
yeah,
prep your irrigation.
I did. It
Oh,
was late,
okay.
but I got
Like,
it.
boy, they had me feeling
Yeah,
like I needed to go blow some lines out over here the way it was getting cold and staying cold. I was like, man, I don't
yeah,
know.
and we got a deep freeze, bro. Like people out there ice skating and stuff across the rivers, like which is I do not recommend.
No,
Do
don't do
not
that.
get
That's
out there
dangerous.
on. Do
That's
not get
dangerous.
out there.
Margin for
But they
error,
were
you guessed it, death.
yeah,
That's what my man said. Margin of error, you guessed it, death.
yeah, yes. I think there've already been like 3 or 4 like recoveries, not
Yeah,
rescues.
recoveries. Hey,
Recovery
that's a
that
very different word.
yeah,
Very different
yeah.
word. Yeah,
Um
be careful out
so
there.
yes, please do not do that, people. But yeah, they've been out there on like the reflecting pond, the reflecting whatever monument
Oh
memorial
yeah,
joints out
the
there.
reflective. It's the reflective
Reflecting
pool.
pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's froze solid. Like that is froze solid. It's only
Dang,
like a foot. It's only like
it's not that deep. Yeah,
it's like knee deep.
yeah. It's like
It's like knee deep.
2 feet deep. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah,
Yeah. So I could see people out there ice skating, playing a little hockey and stuff out there.
yeah. Because if you fall,
Um
you just going to twist your ankle on that. You know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
ain't going. You
But
ain't gonna
more than
alive yourself.
likely with it being that shallow, it's froze solid, like
Yeah, that too.
all the way down.
Yeah,
Because
that's pretty much how
there's
they
no
do the
current
ice rinks.
and there's no current under it, right? So more than likely it's froze
And that's what
solid.
get people. Not necessarily it's once you go under that current takes you and you can't get back. I mean,
Can't get back up.
We done seen it
You
plenty
can't
of
get back
times in the
up that
Hollywood.
one
They
that
actually get that right in the Hollywood movies, right?
yeah. You can't get back up that one place where you broke through,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you done.
yeah. We don't want that. We don't want that.
Yeah.
Another thing that you want to consider doing while we still have some time, not a lot of time, but we still have some time, check your equipment. If you didn't already prep that out and get it ready, sharpen
Mhm.
blades, make sure that you, like if you left gas sitting in it all through the winter and you're not using octane, what is it, octane free, just straight up real gasoline, before they started putting this other stuff in
Ethanol.
it. Ethanol free. That's right. Not octane free. Ethanol free.
I knew
Gas.
where you were going.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not using that, you definitely want to get that stuff out, get it crunk up, let it run. If you have any issues, this is a good time to identify it because you still have time to get it fixed. You know what I mean? Before things start
Mhm.
moving on you.
And
Um,
before the rush.
and before the rush, because now you'll be, I promise you, these shops, if you're a homeowner, you are
Last priority.
their last priority. They are prioritizing all the professionals well before you. You can end up without your stuff for 2 to 3 weeks because they're going to take care of those pros first. You better believe it.
Because they're gonna be back in there multiple times during the season.
Exactly. Exactly. So get that
Where
stuff done.
you gonna be in there once a year, and
Right,
the
right,
pros gonna be back
right,
multiple times
right,
a season.
right. It's about that business. Money, man. It's money. Yeah, so the fertility wake up plan. Forcing growth too early. I actually just clipped one of my old videos about this, and this is when I talked about using organic fertilizer in the spring. I'm not a huge fan of that, um, especially when you're in the transition zone. You're dealing with cool season grass. You go down with too much of that stuff. I guess it definitely is more specific to cool season grass, transition zone, and above. The way that the way that organic fertilizers get activated is through a process of them being digested by the microbes and then the microbes releasing that into a plant soluble form. That's how that happens. In order for that to happen, though, you need a few things to align, right? You need the proper temperature in your soil to increase the microbial activity. You need the proper amount of moisture as well, and you need the proper amount of heat, like air temperature as well. All those things need to come together. The problem with that in the early spring, most of the time you're already going to have a natural spring flush out of your yard, especially if you was feeding
Mhm.
it into the winter. Then when all those things kick off and you're already getting your natural spring flush, and huge that organic fertilizer starts to release, and now your yard takes off, but you have so much nitrogen in there and possibly too much moisture because this is the spring rainy time season, you have just increased your odds for some type of lawn disease. I don't know the actual number, but I'm going to say at least by 50%. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there's a study on there that would have the number. Maybe I should
Mhm.
hit up Dr. Shaddix on it. But at the very least, you have increased your odds of dealing with some type of disease dramatically when you do that. So that's one of the main things I would like to kind of highlight with y'all. Cam, you got anything to add to that?
Um, ease into it. Ease into it, right? One of the things, like your lawn's kind of like, um, think about it as like you getting trying to get back in shape and get back into the gym, right? You don't want to go out there try and put 225 on the bench, and you ain't laid your back on your big back on a bench in 3 years, and you want to start off with 225. Nah, work up to it, easy,
Go back.
ease into it. And I think the lawn is the same way as it's starting to wake up. Um, it doesn't need heavy doses of fertilizer right at the beginning. Especially like that first month of where it's starting to grow, starting to come out of dormancy and start growing, maybe that first month you give it a quarter pound. Like March, I probably put down a quarter pound of N starting probably mid Marchish time frame, and get one app of that Phoenix on the ground, and kind of let it ease into it, and then in April when things really start growing, and it really gets in there, and at that point I'm probably mowing regularly, probably at least once to twice a week, then you can kind of start getting into your fertilization. But during the spring, I don't do a lot of heavy fertilizing, just because of that spring flush that the turf just talked about, where it's naturally gonna grow. Like it is, especially cool season. Cool season, it is naturally going to flush. Like, and then you put more fertilizer on top of it, you can't keep up with it. You can't keep up with it. And
Mm-mm.
now you get into like inconsistent mowing, or you're out there trying to chop off an inch and a half, 2 inches of grass every time you cut it because it's just growing so fast.
Right. 100%. So we want to avoid that. That's going to get you in trouble. And
Could be a good option for liquids to start off that first month with.
yeah, and if you're and I would say if you're in the warm season zone, um you could go with organics. I there's not a lot of control with organics. That's my main gripe with it, right? I can't control when that stuff is going to be nutrient available to the turf. If I'm talking about garden plants or stuff like that, I'm not worried about that. But when we're talking about I need to be maintaining frequency of cut and I've had that set, I'm trying to establish a routine. The last thing you want to do is juice up your yard and let it get away from you, and you end up not being able to achieve that next level lawn you're trying to get, that elevated lawnscapes lawn you're trying to get, that Polo Fields lawn that you're trying to get. These are the things that are really going to be working against you in trying to achieve that goal, right? So just keep that in mind. So what you do in the next 30, 45 days is going to set you up for success or failure for the rest of the entire lawn season. Like what you do, it could start just
You
because you'll be
it's
fighting backwards, you
Yep,
know?
it's hard to play catch up in a
It's
lawn.
hard to play catch up,
It
especially
is
if you're in the cool season.
hard.
Especially if you're in the
It
cool.
is hard.
Warm season is quite more forgiving depending
Yeah,
on your
yeah,
grass type. But if you're in the
yeah,
cool season, you really need to pay attention to what you do in the next 30 to 45 days. And for some of
yeah.
you, they're
It's
much further north than 60 days. But generally, you need to be thinking about the decisions you're going to be making within the next 30 to 45 days because it's going to be time to
yeah,
start getting in action for some of that stuff.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I agree with you on the organics, and like I said, I think another good reason to slide some Phoenix out there, and
quick release,
it,
a quick,
yep,
fast release.
you you know what it's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, even though it's quick release, from my experience
No
and
flush.
a lot of other people that have used it, they've said the exact same thing. You don't get a flush of growth. Like you get it into the plant and you see the health of the plant get better. You see the color get better. Um, and the full appearance, but you don't really get a huge flush of growth, which again, that's not really what we're looking for. We want that nice consistent growth on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So let's talk about this is a good one. We've already been dancing all the way around those topics. The
Mhm.
topics that the things that contribute to you not being able to achieve that perfect yard, that perfect yard that you're trying to achieve. So, uh, you know, most lawns most lawns are not failing because you did not buy that product. Hold on, wait. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Okay.
Mhm.
That product that you see, that guy or that young lady or that young woman marketing to you is almost always never the reason why your lawn is not getting to that next level. Now, that might be a hot take for some people, and you might not like that I said that, but please give us a moment. Let us explain. Okay? Cam has said it numerous times tonight, and we're going to say it again. Whenever you set your cutting height for your yard, whatever you want it to be, the frequency and the discipline of not going back to scalp your yard every single time that you cut the yard, that alone is going to make a huge difference in the quality of your yard. The one thing that every super nice yard that you see in your neighborhood or you see on YouTube, one thing they're doing that you're probably not doing is they're remaining disciplined when it comes to the frequency of mowing, just the frequency of mowing. That alone
Mhm.
will get you so much further and so much better
Mhm.
results by mowing your yard at a consistent rate. And what do we mean by that? If you determine I like my grass at 4 inches tall, so if we're going to follow the 1/3 rule, that means what? You're looking for your grass to not get any higher than 6 inches before you get back out there to cut it. It's that simple. Wherever it is you're maintaining that height of cut, you want to make sure that you're back out there cutting it before it gets 1/3 taller. And this is rotary mowing, 1/3 taller than the original height of cut that you set for your yard. That simple. If
Mhm.
you do that, because I could tell you 2 to 3 times a week, and you might become discouraged and just, but it doesn't even have to be that. You like that height of cut. You like it at 2 inches. They said you need to keep it at 4, but you like it at 2 inches. Cool, fine, whatever. That's your plan. But no, I said that on purpose. But know that comes with something, meaning you have now committed to trying to maintain that height of cut. And as soon as you step off of that gas, you're going to start seeing some issues. What you got?
I agree. I agree. And just like I said, I've said it a number of times, like frequency of mowing is critical on there. And then one of the other things I would say, uh, which frequency of mowing goes into this, is your cultural practices. And you'll hear us say this numerous times. You'll hear us talk about it. Cultural practices. So that's your mowing, your watering, your fertilization, and your weed control. You want a nice lawn? Those are the four things right there. Four things. Those are the four things. Your mowing, your watering, your weed control, and your fertilization.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, they're failing
that,
because of your
that
habits.
yeah. And staying consistent and disciplined on those four things is where it's at. Like that, those are the things that'll make the biggest difference in improving your lawn and continuing to go even higher. Typically, unless you're already at that 9 out of 10 and you're trying to get to that 10, you're trying to get to that 10 out of 10. Typically, you may need a different product. You may need something to go get you there. But for the average lawn, the normal homeowner, somebody just starting out and just getting there, typically it's not a product that you need to go buy to get you where you want to be,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's a quality grass seed that you haven't been using. That's the only product that I that I
Yeah.
will say,
Yeah.
unless you haven't been using a quality grass seed to get you there, because again, a quality grass seed is a foundation of what you're going to be working with.
100%.
So outside of that, from a product to go buy, normally buying an additional product, buying a humic acid product, buying a biochar product, buying something else is not gonna move the needle as much as sticking to your cultural practices.
Yeah, that's not actually your hidden limiter. We'll say it that way, right? Your hidden limiter is actually your soil structure, right? We saw Jay Summerlin. Let me see if he didn't respond. He said he just got his soil samples done, and this is where I'm not one of those people that say you have to get the soil test every single year. I'm not saying one of those people that I'm not one of those people saying once you get the soil test, it is the letter of the law. But what I'm saying is we go and we get a checkup every year, right? And those doctors are measuring our stuff against some type of baseline. And hear me out here, especially when you go through your extension office, it is not very complicated. And you don't even have to do anything with the soil test that first year. Just get it and have that data, that baseline, and then just start doing whatever it is you think you need to do or you feel like you need to do or whatever information you've gotten from us or somewhere else out here on the internet. Or you read it on a you know reputable site. Once you do that, then you still need to understand where your baseline is. That way, when you start working down the road and you start having issues pop up, you can always refer back to that and say, okay, I did this research and it said that this might be a symptom of low potassium. Well, am I low in potassium? Let me go back to my soil test
Mhm.
and look and say, oh, there it is. I am low in potassium. And now you can actually, you're not guessing anymore. We want to take out all the guesswork out of this lawn care and we want to make it a more precise, more precision, data driven decisions that actually you can see what your return on investment is, the end
Mhm.
state, that end output of whatever it is you're throwing in the yard. So your limiting factor, hidden limiting factor, is knowing what your actual soil structure is, and along with that, understanding your CEC as well. Cam, can you unpack the CEC for them a little bit to just help the people understand? You know what I mean? Why that's important and why we like that CEC, because we've seen it over the years. How that affects how you should be maintaining your lawn.
Yeah. So CEC, this is probably one of the first topics that I really dove into in understanding from a educational standpoint in turf management after I figured out what Pythium was and how to cure that. But that was by force, not by choice. But for CEC, it's your nutrient. Is one of the things is it can be your nutrient holding capacity of your lawn, right? It's one of those things that if you've got a super sandy soil, which mine is, your feeding regimen is not going to be the same or would perform better, or you may get different results than if you had a heavy clay soil. So a heavy clay soil is going to be able to hold moisture. You can notice it. It holds moisture better. It also holds on to nutrients better for a longer period of time. But then when you look at a more sandy type soil, it also drains quicker, and it also doesn't hold on to nutrients as long. So another reason why I know I have a sandy soil base, I don't do heavy doses of fertilization. You'll find me probably the largest dose. Maybe I put a half a pound down of any nutrient, honestly. I don't really use phosphorus much. Don't use it at all, really. So if we're talking N, maybe I get down a half a pound of N. Typically, I'm around that quarter pound of N that I'm putting down because I know my CEC is low. Like, so I think my CEC is like a four or five. And with that, I know I have a sandy type soil. If you have a higher CEC, some of them plus 15, plus 20, 30. I've not even seen them up to 30. It's going to be more of a clay based type soil in your soil structure. So understanding that will help you understand your feeding regimen. And for a sandy type soil, also golf courses do this. You'll see them doing more spoon feeding, where they'll apply smaller doses of nutrients more frequently,
Mm-hmm.
because they know that sandy soil base. I mean, most greens are built on sand anyway. So with that, they're not going to be able to hold on to nutrients for a long period of time. So why put out 3/4 of a pound of N
Mm-hmm.
when the plant's really only going to be able to utilize probably half of that or less
Before it
before it's
washes out.
done it's done leached out of the soil. So
Right.
now they're wasting money.
Yep.
So if you think about that in your own home lawn, that's your pocket also. Like, so if you're putting uh 3/4 of a pound of nitrogen down there, and you've got a sandy soil type like I do, more than likely that plant's not even going to utilize that full pound of N that you put down before it starts washing through the soil, and the plant can no longer get to it and access it. So, and also keeps you with a more consistent growth pattern. You don't get these, if you got a sandy soil base and you're putting down heavy doses of fertilization less often, you get this flush, this up and down of the look of the lawn. You put down fertilizer the next week or so, 3 weeks ish, it looks great. And then you start to see it kind of fall off. And then you put down another application and it spikes up again.
Mm-hmm.
Looks great. So you put those smaller doses down more frequently, the plant's able to utilize it, and it keeps you with a more uniform growth pattern, and the lawn just looks the same all the time.
Yeah. And that's it, fellas. I mean, chat. That's it, fellas. That's it, chat. I mean, this it's not too complex. The main thing that most of these you're not able to achieve whatever type of lawn you're trying to get is you're probably looking for the easy button. You're probably looking for that magical product in the bag, and you're not addressing your habits, your turf care management practices, your what's the word you like using a lot, Cam? Your cultural practices, your
Cultural
cultural
practice.
practices, right? So if you're not being honest with yourself about your cultural practices, it's okay to sub some stuff out, right? Maybe you like cutting the grass, but you don't like fooling with all the spraying and the fur, and then it makes you nervous, and you just don't want to get into it. That's fine.
Mhm.
Call me, call Cam. We're gonna come. We'll come. And we'll do it for a nominal fee. You know what I mean? Like find you a pro that's going to do that portion, and then you cut your own grass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Just don't
enjoy the mow. All
and
you gotta do
enjoy
is
the
get out
mow.
there and enjoy the mow.
Right. But if you want to get in there and mix it up and be a chemist and go out there and spray, but you hate mowing, look into a robot mower. Or you can call us. We don't really like cutting grasses. You can call Polo for that. I will cut your grass, but I'm probably going to charge you a premium because I don't.
More than what you
You're
what you
right,
would.
because that's not really what I'm interested. I'm interested in turf care management. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, but sometimes they see,
Me too.
especially
I'm
like
I'm I'm the
customers.
same I'm the same way.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, so and then some customers they're okay with that, and it's a win-win for both of us. That's okay. They'd rather have one person that does it all. They
Mhm,
already know they trust you. They like what they get from you. I'm with it. I get it. But yeah, you got to hold yourself accountable. Summerlin said, "Yeah, LOL, easy button, been there. We've all been there with something in our life. We realized the easy button did not exist, so we either abandoned or we
mhm.
locked in. Those are your only options, right? Those are your
Yep.
only options. So we promise
So
y'all some cute. Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna go start
I
finding these
I will
questions.
yeah, I will say, so CEC could potentially be one of those topics to where you be like, "Hey, y'all getting a little too deep for me. Like y'all getting a little too deep for me." What I will say, if you're on your soil test, if you've got the CEC, like I just mentioned, simple enough. If you got a number that's in the single digits, you got a sandy type soil.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in double digits,
You're
you're
leaning more
more
on clay.
on the loam to clay side.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get away with applying typically bag rates of fertilization, right? You can probably follow the bag rates
Yeah.
and it'll hold on to it for about that period of time and you can function as normal. With that lower CEC, you can do that. But if you wanted to optimize it, I would say smaller doses of fertilizer more frequently. Um, and the thing is just if you're just starting out and you're just getting into the lawn, the easiest thing you can do is just get a plan together. If that plan is I'm gonna fertilize once every 6 weeks and I'm gonna just mow it, stick to that plan, like and be consistent with it. And
Mm-hmm.
you will still see results with that consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll get used to that rhythm, that battle rhythm.
Yep.
And then you're like the next year you might be like, huh, now I want to do a little more.
Yeah, I can
Maybe
step it
now I
up.
want to
Add
now I
this
want to
into the
maybe
mix.
now I want to add this, man.
Yeah.
Now maybe I want to add that.
Mm-hmm.
Just some simple things, just keeping it simple. It doesn't have to be difficult. It
No.
doesn't have to be.
No.
Um, if you want to just start out with N only, get you some
I
AMS,
highly
feed it,
recommend that.
get you some AMS. They got it. They'll have it at Lowe's. It'll be the first number on the bag. You can get you a 2000 or 2100. You feed it 4 to 6 times a season and mow it and
Yep.
just sit back and watch what happens.
Yep.
That's it.
100%.
That's it.
100%. So we got Miss Pam, Scaredy Cat Gardener. She said, "Hey, Turf, watching from NC. Grass type is weeds. Grass challenge, snow and ice. Gotcha." Yeah, well, that snow and ice was crazy for us to have in North Carolina and South Carolina.
Man,
Um,
we still froze up here.
yeah,
I tried to get my car out today. Nah, nah,
nah, it
nah,
it ain't
nah,
happening.
nah.
Yeah, I mean, I got, man, I was putting together some video lists and I got a really cool video coming out about weed identification.
Mm,
I'm gonna get to recording some stuff next week because I got kind of lists I want to bang through. It'll be a good video for you to go back and watch. That's gonna help you at least identify those weeds. That's gonna set you up for success. So just keep your eye out for that. Um, Summer led. He said, getting ready to till, reseed our pasture. Never knew it was so complex. I'm ready for grass again. LOL. You know, I got approached about sprigging someone's pasture for like, I think it's like their horses or cows or something. I
mm.
didn't even know they did that, but it made sense
Yeah,
once he
they
said it.
do.
He was like, "Oh, you sprig
Yeah,
stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, I sprig lawns." And he was like, "You
yeah,
sprig my pasture?" I was like, I don't know about that. That sounds. I
yeah,
don't have
they do.
equipment for that, bro.
Yeah,
I
they
don't think I
do.
got the equipment for that, bro. But I'll come and take a look at it.
Like a lot of the a lot of the sprig content that you'll find and articles and stuff that you'll find is
Hmm.
based on ag pastures.
Oh,
It's not as much out there for
turf.
unless it's on the golf course.
Right.
Like the golf course stuff is there, but majority of what you'll find out there from a lot of the ag universities and stuff is
Hmm.
for pastures and ag.
Hmm. We learned something new tonight. How
I
about that,
figured
man?
that out when I was learning when I right before I got ready to do my pops
Okay.
lawn and do the sprigging, and I was
Yeah. See.
doing the rabbit tunnel like how
Yeah.
I'm
See. I didn't
supposed to
have to
do
go
it.
down the deep research. I
You
just asked
you
you.
had
I
the
was like,
easy,
"Hey,
but
Cam, what I'm
yeah,
supposed to?" And for the ones that don't know, you're thinking like, "What are they talking about? Sprigs?" Okay, it's essentially you just taking up a plant that spreads by rhizomes and or stolons that once you shred up that side, you can spread that out, work it into the soil. And from that, because of the nature of the plant and how it grows, you can grow
mhm,
in. You can now take 1 square foot of side and make it stretch for 3 to 4 square feet worth of space. And it's much cheaper than sodding the whole yard. And so as long as you manage it properly after you get it established, it's a fraction of the cost. So that's one of
Hmm.
my that's a huge portion of my business structure here in South Carolina, is that I'm offering a service that no one else is really offering. And it seems like people are like very afraid of doing it, which is good for me. But everyone out here, they side. And I'm like, okay, you want to side your yard for $6 a square foot, or would you rather pay me to sprig it for $1.25 a square foot? And it's a no brainer for them. Easy decision. So that's what sprigs are. We got more grass type of weeds and clovers.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a. If you're interested in sprigs, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link in the chat for my playlist.
There you go. Yeah,
So you
for
can
when
go.
he sprigged his pop's yard. Yeah, please drop that in there.
So you can go check all of that out if you want to learn more about sprigging and getting ready for that.
Yeah. That one right there, that's yours. That's yours, Cam. This question I just
Which
put
one
in.
is it?
Well, not question, but statement. Go ahead, get after
I
me.
can't read it.
It's
It's
right there on the
small on my
screen.
end.
Oh, it's too small for you?
Yeah.
It says Italian Milan 41, watching from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Grass type is Elm Street / Artemis mix.
Yep.
That's a nice mix.
Yep. That's a nice
That's a nice
mix.
mix.
That's a nice mix right there. You would have been all good with the Elm Street if you had stuck with that, but I'm on. It's all good.
It's interesting.
The reason is you're mixing some of the same cultivars in both. Like
Yeah,
there's titanium is in both of them. Like it's
yeah.
some of the same cultivars in both. That's all I really say. But you went all Mountain View seed though. I can tell
Hey,
you that.
can't be mad at that, right?
Not at all.
Low maintenance grass in North Carolina.
You looking for one or
Yeah, I
has
mean,
one?
no, she's like need a low maintenance grass.
Bermuda.
Bermuda. So usually people will say centipede. I'm
Yeah.
moving away from centipede, right? And this is why. If you are in a full sun situation, Bermuda is the way to go almost all the time. The reason why is because its ability to recover and take abuse, especially if you're in the South and you like pulling up on your front yard and stuff like that. Bermuda is the way to go, guaranteed. Centipede is a thing that they just put in all the yards and housing developments because it's the cheapest. It's the cheapest. It's the most cost effective. Very low maintenance, but
It
doesn't
just
give
don't
you.
look that good.
It just don't look that good. No
It
matter
just
what
don't
you
look
do
that.
to it, it don't look that good. You know, some people are happy with it. Some
It
people love
it
it.
it doesn't look as good. You can it can look okay. It can look okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my pops had his Bermuda, not Bermuda, but centipede that looked fairly decent. Like it looked fairly decent. As long as you don't put it up aside like a hybrid Bermuda type or or like you as long as you don't put it up against some Bermuda,
You'll be fine.
it'll
Yeah,
look
as
all
long as
right.
your neighbor doesn't care about their yard, you're not even gonna notice. Right?
Yeah, like you compare like now at this point, you compare my dad's front yard to the backyard that still got centipede in it. Like there's a vast night and day difference
Mhm.
to it.
Get what you pay for. Get what you pay for. Miss Cherokee, before we went live and I was kind of looking at some of the information we were going over tonight, I want to get my hands on the robot mower. I want to get my hands on the robot mower for my backyard specifically. I like cutting grass. I like cutting my grass, but I do want to put one in the backyard because I know that's where we're going, right? Ain't no avoiding it. But I'd like to get my hands on one that I can show you guys that's affordable, that the homeowner can use and appreciate. So I will be on the lookout for something that looks like it's the best value for you guys. And hopefully I can bring that content to you some point this year for the robot mowing because it's hot out there, boss. It's hot and it don't look like it's cooling off. I mean, we getting colder and we getting hotter. So it is what it is.
Yep.
Um, let me see. We typically just making sure I don't miss any questions. If I accidentally rolled over your question, please repost it. But I think I got everything. Jamie the accountant, you're growing grass on a slope and that's a challenge for 20. Oh, yes, your challenge for 2026. Hydrophobic soil. I've tried to amend 3 years now. Um, I think the first thing that I would say is growing grass on the slope is challenging for anyone. Are you having an issue with your seed washing out? Because if you are, there was this one thing that I used back in Maryland when I had these corners where it would wash out. So aside from making sure that you weasel it in and work it into the soil, it was this thing. It was a tackifier. I think that's what it's called, tackifier. You can buy it at
Mm-hmm.
Lowe's now. I saw it the other day. I was in there. You're cheaper. You're better off going to like a agri supply store because it's going to be much cheaper. When I saw it at Lowe's, it was dumb expensive. But a tackifier might help you keep everything in place, or what is it? The grass blanket, seed blankets. You could
Yeah.
go that route as well, depending on what your budget looks like in the space that you got. Hydrophobic soil. I'm not sure if you're. I mean, because I don't have your soil test. Feel free to send it to us. Email in the description so we can take a look at it and maybe talk about it next time. I'm willing to bet because you're on the slope, you feel like your lawn is hydrophobic. But who knows? Because I don't even remember. I feel like you're up north. So that could stand a chance to you dealing with some clay soil depending on your region. I think Jamie's up north. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I can't remember where
I
he's
can't
at
remember. I
either.
think he's up north though. I got Miss Cherokee right. She was in VA. I had that right. So that's what I got to say for that. Let me see. Um, yeah, interesting. We brought this up last week. The snow is an insulator. Um, uh, believe it or not, people think ice is a problem, but snow not necessarily. Depending
Yeah.
on what it is you're out there working around and achieving. So that was a nice little tidbit from Mike. Appreciate you. And he is in Minnesota. My goodness, you can keep that. You can keep that. Oh, this is a nice little tip, Miss Cherokee. She says her chickens ate up all her creeping Charlie. So there you go. Y'all looking for an organic solution to getting rid of creepy Charlie? Get y'all some chickens.
Get, get you some chicken.
Get you some
I will never
chicken.
forget you said that on the live last year or the year before.
Well, I
Get
say,
you some chickens.
get you some chickens. That's what you need to do. Get you some chickens. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of these dogs. I'm over dogs. I will never have another pet dog unless it is literally serving a purpose outside from my food forest and farm type situation. Because chickens are so much cooler. They're so much nicer. You know what I mean? They give you stuff. You feed them. They feed you. It's an exchange type. I ain't got to pick up their poop. As a matter of fact, when I do gather their poop and I treat it right, that feeds the garden. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a really good working relationship. Dogs, you're a slave to your dog. You're a slave to picking up poop
Hmm.
for however many years they hang on for, and that's about it. As far as I'm concerned, little jokers be running away. You be having to find them, and you got to pay bills, and yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm good. I'm good on all that.
uh,
I'm good on that.
yeah. I'm good on that too. All about the soul temp. Send in my grass. Send in my seeding. She's seeding in March. Seeding in March. You're in Virginia. That's dangerous. I'm just letting you know. I got a video on that. Spring seeding for.
For your long term expectations.
But you know what? She's doing a mix. She's doing the mix. This is the same one that had like clover in her yard. She's mixing it. Her stuff is more for utility rather than aesthetics. So you'll be fine. Whatever does come up that you don't want,
Even seeding clover in the spring. Clover is a more of a fall
it is a
seeding
fall cool season. Yeah,
crop too.
yeah, that's a good point.
So
Yeah, that clover might not make it. You might want to get that clover out sooner.
clover fades back in the summer in the summertime too.
Let me see if I can help you out real quick.
I know that from my food plot research.
That's right. You about to
My
get the
food plot
food plot
research.
popping. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit. So yeah, it's saying for your area, we're looking at soil temps to be consistent around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 to 55. Um, and you need to be out mid-February to late March for that clover. So you don't have to seed everything at the same time. But if you really want that clover to be there for your chickens, you need to be adjusting your window for seeding, Miss Cherokee. Just look.
Treat it now.
Yeah, seed it now. Shoot, because I mean, you get in the seed, even if it don't come
Oh,
up now.
oh.
When it comes up, it's already there. It's ready. I'd seed it now. But
If
yeah,
you don't have snow on the ground, if you don't have like a melt that's getting ready to happen,
yeah, yeah.
long as
Chill.
you're
Yeah,
long as the ground is clear, right now you could seed it.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
seed it, and it'd be there, and it'd come up when the time is right in about another month, month and a half.
I did a fall renovation last year. Should I do a spring overseed or pre-emergent? You want that one, Cam? I'm assuming you're a cool season grass since you said fall renovation.
Yeah, so cool
And
season
this
or
is his
over.
second. He reworded it. Fall renovation last year. Should I spring overseed to thicken the lawn, or do I
Yeah.
split pre-emergent?
Um, if you have if you have uniform coverage across your renovation, and it's just so slightly not as dense as what you want it to be, don't seed it because it is going to thicken up this spring, hands down. Like it is going to thicken up. Um, if you have bare spots or like spots that is almost no grass there at all and you don't have like coverage at all in those areas, yes, you should seed those areas. Um, but if you have coverage there and you just want it a little bit thicker, give it just let it do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it do its thing, especially on the first year.
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear me saying this in a lot of my videos. When it comes to doing renovations, I would rather it be a little on the thin side for that first year than it be fully thick and dense and get disease and now you've wiped out your whole renovation. The goal of a year one lawn after a renovation is to carry as much of that year one grass into year two. And then you get into the fall, you do a fall overseed, you thicken it up, you add a little bit more to it, and you build on it. Trying to go all the way full, thick, and lush in one seeding is just difficult. It's risky and it's challenging. Unless you're full sun. I know you'll see the videos that Pete do and Pete will do it and it's like it's just as thick as a hair on a dog's back. But Pete also stays
PP
on
having
top
them
of it.
quotables, don't he? He got some
Yeah,
quotables.
yeah, yeah. He also stays on top of his lawn. He stays up with his fungicides. He stays up with the things that he needs to do, and majority of his lawn is full of sun.
Mm-hmm. So it's dry.
So
He knows his.
so it's dry. So the leaf blades are drying out. So I just say for the normal homeowner, I would say don't rush it. Don't try to get it too thick too quick. Just build it to
Especially
where you want
since
it.
you're actually running the Elm Street Elite. That's what he's
Oh,
got.
he
He's in
does have
Maryland
the
with
Elm
you. So
he
definitely,
does have the Elm Street?
yeah, he's got Elm Street and he's in Maryland. So you
Oh, yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah. Yeah,
let that
yeah,
thing ride, man.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Let that
yeah,
thing ride.
yeah.
Whatever you're seeing right now, you're thinking that it's not. You're probably, if you follow the bag rate, you are probably exactly where you're supposed to be. Don't push too much fertilizer this spring. You're already going to get a spring flush.
Yeah,
And watch, come holler at us by Mother's Day. You're going to be like, man.
yeah,
By
yeah.
mid May, you're going to be like,
It
man,
yeah,
this
yeah.
joker's looking good. And then we're going to tell you, hold on
And it
tight. Hold on
and
tight,
it
because you said something earlier, Cam, and I want to for you nines, you 8.5 lawns, you 9.5 lawns. Do understand when Ryan, I can't remember exactly how Ryan would say this phrase, Ryan DeMay, but you are chasing something that's a moving target. You're
Hmm.
going to get it, and then you're going to achieve that perfection, and it's going to be fleeting. Meaning you're going to get to like, oh man, this is so fire, it's perfect, and you're going to have that for like 2 weeks, and then you're going to spend the rest of your year
Something else, something's
trying to
gonna
get
happen.
back to that 2 weeks. That's just the game. I just want to mentally prepare you for it. You will chase it, you'll get it, you'll achieve it, you'll enjoy it while it lasts because it's fleeting. Something's gonna happen, weather's gonna shift, change. It's a living organism. Next thing you know, you're going to be trying to get back to
In
that
an
same level.
environment that you don't control
You
and
do
can't
not control.
control.
Can't you can pray about it though. That's about all you got.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
you can do, right.
that's
Well,
it.
yeah, man. That brings us full circle for our three topics tonight. Like I said, want to respect your time and our time as well. Cam, you got any parting words or any last minute while Cam is closing this out? If you got any last minute questions, please hurry up, get them in the chat. We'll try to get after them before we get up out of here. But what you got? Three topics. We hit them with three pretty good topics, I think. Talked about
Yeah,
some new
we hit 'em,
new
we hit.
stuff, new stuff coming out. You know what I mean? We talked about why you can't achieve that perfect lawn, and we talked about don't fall for these fake springs that's about to come up. Follow your soil temperatures, especially you gardeners. On the back of the seed packets and the saying, wait for the soil temp to get to this and that. And you're trying to, if you're direct sowing outdoors, use that tool. It's right here in the chat. If you're watching this back, look in the live chat. The link is in there for Greencast. Soil temperature tool is
Mhm.
free. The only information you got to give them is your zip code. And then you got all the data right there at your fingertips.
Yep. Yeah, we gave them some good ones tonight. I would say just as we get closer, go ahead and start planning. Go ahead and start get you a plan together. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things that you can go ahead and do. Get that plan together, and then from there, if you need to go order anything, if you need to go buy any products, you can go ahead and have the time to be able to go do it. We are about to be next week will be the second week of February. It's gonna be here before it's gonna be here before you know it. The way that these weeks roll in and out. So uh get you a plan together, whether it's gonna be something simple. You're gonna fertilize 4 to 6 times with some AMS and keep up with your mowing and call it a wrap. That's your plan, but kind of get you something together that you can go follow. That way during the season, you're not running and chasing every little thing that's out there and oh, I need to go get this or I need to go get that and I need to try this. Just go ahead and set it up front and then it was like I'm gonna follow this out and I'm gonna see what the results are gonna be and I'll adjust after I see how this season goes and then you can make any adjustments as you need to. But yeah, I'd say my take right now is start planning, start gathering up your tools and your equipment and the products that you need for the season.
Yeah. And if there's only one thing you take away from us tonight, the problem is not that you don't, if you stay away from people in these internet worlds whose solution for every problem is some product, especially when they're not even asking the kind of questions that me and Cam try to ask you. And Polo, if he was here, but y'all know he worked for the mob, so he can't be here. So if that is what they're leading with, run the other way. Run the other way. Because they're just not being honest with you. They're not being honest and transparent. And to be honest, they probably don't know themselves. Maybe they're just there to sell you something, which is okay. But these are some red flags that's going to kind of let you know, like, okay, is this person actually asking me the right questions? Does this sound like they're really trying to get to the niche of my, or they're just going to throw me the latest
They just
product
go
that they got in their bag that you need to
they just gonna
buy, and this is going to
they're gonna
fix all
sell
your
you some
problems.
medicine.
That prop,
They're
that
gonna treat
right. They give you the disease and then give you the medicine. So they tell you things like, hey, do this, do the most. And then when you do the most and something goes wrong, they say, oh, well, no, here you go. Here's the problem. Here's the fix to the problem. But what you're missing is the most got you into that problem. That's what did it. So if anything, take that away. It is most likely not the product you don't have. Rather, it is your habits or lack of habits, your cultural practices. That's what's ending you, right? So with that, we like y'all to enjoy your night. Thank you for checking in with us. And of course, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. At least it looks pretty clear this weekend. Don't look like we got too many crazy weather events coming in.
Yeah, I think so. I ain't get a chance to. I didn't even check my weather just yet, but I hope so.
I know we're good, in the South.
Snow
And
showers,
if you're a hip
snow
hop
showers
fan,
tomorrow.
you got snow showers? Gross. Hip hop fan, Fall Off drops tonight. I'm excited. I was gonna stay up to listen to it at midnight, but we got like mother, daughter, mother, father, something with our son in the morning. We gotta be up there crazy early. So I'm gonna take my behind the bed and I will listen to that album tomorrow. But I'm excited about that too.
I might listen. I might stay up to listen to it tonight. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. At least to be able to breeze. At least to be able to breeze through it.
hit a couple of them. Hit a couple. It's a pretty dope concept. Track 29. I mean, was it this 29 and this 39? I'm excited to see what he has to say. Yeah, but that's it.
I've
Let you go
I've been working out. I've been working out to the warm up.
to the warm up. Really,
The warm up or the come up? The come up.
Friday Night
The
Lights
warm
is
up.
mine. That's mine.
I like Friday Night Lights,
Friday Night
but
Lights.
I feel
Friday Night
like
Lights. That's if he would have been able to
Friday night
drop that as his first album, he would have had a classic out the door, just like he wanted.
Friday Night Lights is the classic.
Yes,
But
but it's a
I think
mixtape.
to me,
It's not a
I think
studio album. And that's why
yeah.
he's going back to do the fall off because he had to do the sideline story and he didn't really want to do that super commercial album. You know what I mean?
Oh, he didn't
So
want to do like his first
half
couple of albums. Like
Joe, hey,
he didn't want to do nothing. Like those weren't the albums he wanted to make, which is
nah,
why he was still making mixtapes during that time. Because
exactly,
that was the only way he could say what he wanted to say and do how he wanted to do it.
100%. So yeah,
All right,
hope
then,
y'all
brother.
excited. Y'all can see we excited. We let y'all go. Have a good night. Just know we working. We
We
working
working.
all the time, baby. We holla at y'all. Thank you.